Hello, subscribers. This is yours truly, JBlue68, coming to you with yet another video. Today is Wednesday, February the 23rd, right? February the 23rd or 24th. I'm sorry, I forget the days. Um, Comic Book Day. And this is going to be a comic book preview. This is not a review, it's a preview of a DC comic book that came out about a week or so ago, about a week or 2 weeks ago. As you see it in front of you, DC Power, which celebrates Black History Month as we continue on in Black History Month. And before I get into this video, I want to say thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, for liking, sharing, and commenting. Please continue to do so. Tap the notification bell so you get more videos like this as I post them immediately. And please give the video a thumbs up on your way in and on your way out. So yes, we have DC Power Black History Month. And of course, this is a one-shot. Honestly, I am not really familiar with a lot of Black DC characters aside from John Stewart, who you see here, who's the Green Lantern, and then Cyborg there, who's actually, in my opinion, a crippled black man in a power suit. I'm more familiar with Marvel Black superheroes. I think Marvel has far more between the two powerhouses, between the two comic book powerhouses. Marvel has more Black superheroes than DC. And of course, at one point we had Milestone Comics, which was a Black-owned, or is a Black-owned comic book company, but they have been integrated into DC Comics. As I showed last week, you had Static Shock, and which is now under the DC label, and several other Milestone comic book heroes. But in any case, this is what we have. And John Stewart is, of course, one of my favorite heroes in the DC universe. But let's go ahead and show the pages. We're just going to show the artwork of the pages of this book. I have not read this book yet. It's actually a compilation of different stories written by different writers. And we're going to show again the pages of the book itself and who the writers are, who the writers and artists are. Okay, and there's a long introduction here, which I definitely am not going to read, but it gives basically a breakdown of all the different individual stories, and again who the writers are. And I'm assuming most of the writers are African American. We have the first story being Black Paradise, written by Evan Narcisse, artist Daryl Banks, and I'm also assuming that most of the artists are black too. Next we have Separate But Equal, Lamont by Lamont McGee, and Chris Cross penciler, Juan Castro inker, Will Quintano colorist, The Queen, the Bee, and the Symphony, written by Stephanie Williams, with Aletha Martinez penciler, Mark Morales inker. Mark Morales, almost like Miles Morales. Alex Guimarães, colorist. Then Keeping the Peace by Brandon Thomas, writer Natasha Bustos, the artist. Our Own Name by Dorado Quick and Jordan Clark, writers. Clayton Henry is the artist. Marcelo Milo, colorist. Booyah, written by Morgan Hampton, the writer. Valentine De Landro, artist. Marissa Louise, colorist. Vixen and Batwing, by Chuck Brown, writer. Peterson Oliveira, artist. DJ Chavez, colorist. And then The Calvary, written by John Ridley, writer. Olivia Coppel, artist. Okay. And then Far Sector Preview, written by N.K. Jemisin, the writer. Jamal Campbell, artist. I'm familiar with both of them. And that story I was actually collecting. I actually mentioned it a couple of videos ago because I was collecting that story. It was based on the first black female Green Lantern. Letters by Arn and World Design. And then the rest of the credits down here. Okay. So let's see. Let's go ahead and open up these pages here. I don't know. This paper feels kind of cheap. It's like old style type paper that they used to use in on comic books back in the day, back in the 70s and 80s. But I shouldn't say that though. I'm sorry. Anyway, so Amazing Man, Black Paradise, and check out some of the artwork here. I did like the artwork. I did check out the artwork before I actually filmed this video, and I do like the artwork in this first story. That is really nice here. Dig that. Okay. Really nice. And again, apologies. I haven't read any of these stories. It's not from lack of interest. It's lack of time. I am on a reading. What I want to say, I'm on a reading marathon right now. I'm reading a lot of stuff, not just comic books, but comics take up the majority of my reading time, honestly, but not the only books that I read. Okay, and then I like too in this book how they have the standalone pages. This right here is reminiscent of Captain America. Captain America punches Hitler, and that's from kind of an homage of Marvel Comics, but they have this character, Amazing Man, punching the crap out of Hitler. All right. Next, we get into Black Lightning with the story titled Separate But Equal. Again, the artwork here is amazing. I really like that. The artist is, who is it? You hear it. It's Chris Cross, penciler, Juan Castro, inker. Will Cantano is a colorist. All right, yeah, that's really neat there. The TV show was out a couple years back. I think it's still on. I haven't watched it in a while. What's it? And I'm not really interested in watching it anymore. A couple episodes I've seen was okay. It just seemed kind of wonky, kind of corny and cheesy, honestly. I know what's her name? Jill Scott, one of my favorite singers, was in a couple of episodes. It seemed okay. It seemed okay, but most of the CW shows, and in my honest opinion, God, they're like superhero soap operas, you know, and I just can't. I can't dig it. I can't. I've tried, but I really can't dig it. But in any case, back to the comic books here. So these pages, I think, or the artwork here, and our panels, I think, are done very well for this story. Some of the stories, the artwork is okay. And then you have Nubia, Queen of the Amazons, the next story. And I have been collecting the Nubia comics from DC. I think they've been pretty good for the most part. This is called Queen of the Amazons and Bumblebee. And this is written by Stephanie Williams. I've heard that name before. And this is with Mark Morales, the inker, Alex Guimarães, colorist. All right. The artwork seems okay here. Seems okay. Now, why the hell they have a gorilla in here? it's freaking beyond me. But I seen the story, and they had a gorilla in the story, and I'm not really sure what the significance of that is yet. Again, I haven't read any of the stories. I just rumbled through the pages to see, you know, what I will be reading. This is kind of an expensive book. I think it was like $10 or so. And I guess, again, that's because of the compilation of different stories in it. Then here we have Green Lantern, Keeping the Peace by Brandon Thomas, Natasha Bustos, and Annual design for the letter. And the artwork in here, I don't know. This was not the best artwork to me. But this is the story of John Stewart, character I mentioned, one of my favorite characters. The most powerful character as far as black character, as far as I know, in the DC universe. I'm just kind of quick pacing through these pages here. Now this right here, if you can see it, so on the side panel here, this standalone panel or page of Green Lantern, that's very well drawn. I really like that, and it gives a little biography of John Stewart and who he is. But that's a very, very nice drawing right here of Mr. Stewart, the Black Green Lantern. Then we get into Aquaman and Kid Flash. This story subtitled or titled Your Own Your Name by Dorado Quick and Jordan Clark, writers Clayton Henry, artist, Marcelo Maalo, colorist. So some of these names I've already mentioned. I don't really know much about this particular character. I think too he was actually in the Flash television show, which a show, again, that's a CW show, and I don't watch any of the CW shows. I have no interest in watching them at all. I think this is actually, they say Aquaman, but I think it's Aqualad, if I'm correct. I know nothing about these particular characters at all whatsoever. But this is a great intro if you don't know anything about them and if you want to learn. The artwork in here is acceptable. I do like the artwork in this particular story. I like the look and the drawing of the characters and the colors and everything. Very nice. Very well done. Okay. You can see that. If any of you know anything about this character, please comment below. Comment below and let me know what you know about the character. And here's Cyborg with a story titled Booyah by Morgan Hampton, the writer Valentine De Landro, artist Marissa Louise, colorist. And this same person here, And World Design, it's a letterer. I've never really been much. I think Cyborg is an okay character for the most part. It said to me, he's a crippled black man in a power suit, who doesn't have the usage of some of his appendages, if you know what I mean. And that ain't cool. I wonder how does he use the bathroom. Anyway, so yeah, I guess kind of like what is the movie RoboCop? I guess he has, his abilities are like that in terms of how he. Okay, anyway, shut up, James. I said shut up, J Blue. All right, so anyway, yeah, so Cyborg. I don't like the artwork in these pages, though. Not at all. But who knows, the story may be interesting. Next, we get into Vixen and Batwing. Story written by Chuck Brown, writer Peterson Oliveira, artist, and DJ Chavez. Now, this artwork here definitely is very well done. I really like that there, and I love the colors. The panels, how they're done, doesn't look wonky or cheesy. All right. Dig that. That is really nice. Now it says Black Mantis. Is it what he's called? I think this character here. He was featured in the first Namor movie. Black Manta. I'm sorry, not Mantis. Manta. Okay. And then here's the standalone page, which gives a biography of who she is. I'm not going to read that right now. That's very well done. I like that. Then we get into Batman the Cavalry, this standalone black and white page. That's very nice here. Written by John Ridley. Olivier Coipel is an artist. I'm familiar with that name. Originally printed in Batman black and white volumes 2 and 3. Oh, okay. So that makes sense. I remember the Batman black and white. I think, in fact, I do have Batman black and white in my collection. Yeah. And this features, I think, where we had a black Batman. Okay. So these are basically reprinted pages for this book. Very nice there. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, so that's the black Batman there. And there he is in color. Right down here. This lower panel there. And this gives a complete biography of the character, who he is, why we have a black Batman, etc., etc., etc. And then here's a story that I am familiar with. As I said, I was reading or collecting these stories a couple of years back when it first premiered by N.K. Jemisin and artist, one of my favorite artists of all time, Jamal Campbell. And this is the graphic novel collection of the Eisner Award nominated series. Yeah, again, I remember when this was coming out. And I don't think I ever finished collecting the series, unfortunately, but it does exist in hardcover and trade paperback, to my understanding, and from what I just read, I think it does. Artwork here is very nice, and of course, that's the artwork of Jamal Campbell, who actually is the artist on the new DC Comics Superman book, which came out this week. Superman issue number, the restart, I should say, of Superman, called Dawn of Justice, which was released today. I don't have that book yet, but yeah, he's the artist on that book. Excuse me. Let's check out some more of these pages here. Dig that, man. Wow. Wow. Very nice. Very well done. Again, the coloring and the backdrops on these panels are just excellent. He's a great artist. I have a lot of artwork from Jamal Campbell. Okay. Dig that. I think that's like the entire story right there. Look at this chick here. She almost looks like one of the Dora Milaje. All right, very nice. Very nice. Thank you, DC, for putting this out. I do appreciate it, you know, as an African-American male. Then look at these standalone art pages right here. That's a beautiful portrait of the black female Green Lantern. I know that's not necessarily an appropriate title to call her, but that is what she is. That's really nice. This would make for a very nice poster there. I wish that they would have come out with a poster of her like that. Very nice. Okay. So, and then we have, oh, here's Steel right here, one of DC's other black superheroes, who was played by, what's his name, the basketball player years back. Terrible movie though. But anyway, yeah, that's another black character there that they could reintroduce in the DC universe, or in DC Comics anyway. All right. And who is this dude here? It looks like Wolverine. What's going on there? The Signal art by Sean Damian Hill, Anthony Power. So it gives the names of the artists and the writers of these stories at the bottom here. You know, over here it's the Superman featuring Val Zod and Calvin Ellis. Okay, all right. So it's giving the names of the people at the bottom of the page here, who they are, and their position and power in the DC universe. Here is Bolt, art by Teron Clark, and that is awesome. That is awesome right there. Wow, beautiful artwork right here. Very nice. And then, of course, here is Static Shock from Milestone Comics. Wow, this really stands out to me. That is very nice. Okay, and that's it. That's it. So I hope that you've enjoyed this comic book preview of the DC Black superheroes as they exist in DC comic books. Not all of these characters have been realized in DC animation or in any DC TV shows or in any DC films. Who knows if that'll change, you know, in the future. Whatever James Gunn will be doing with the DCU. So anyway, that's it. That's all, y'all. Hope that you enjoy this video. Again, please give it a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. And tap the notification bell so you get more videos like this as I post them immediately. Happy Black History Month. And go to and support your local comic book shop. Read a comic book, man. All right, this is a perfect time to get introduced to black superheroes throughout the comic book world. Okay? All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Peace, love, and hair grease.